Hi, I'm Trish Ranoni.
I'm Rebecca Heron.
And we are getting really drunk.
And reading scripts.
Just for you. This is
Drunk Read-Through.
All right, welcome.
Welcome, yes.
To the first episode of
Drunk Read-Throughs.
That's right. Drunk read-throughs. What does that mean?
It means we are going to be reading a script that has never been produced before, that's like very, very old, or one that you submit to us, you know?
Yeah.
And
so
we
send them in.
And we read it drunk.
Cheers. We have some lovely Northern Superior beer here today.
And we've already pre-drank, so we're kind of ready to go.
Ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
So if somebody wants their script read, how do they do that?
They should send us an email at 180sisterhood@gmail.com.
That's right. Send us an email at 180sisterhood@gmail.com because this production is brought to you by 180 Sisterhood Productions. All right, we're reading a script today called Contagious.
That Trish wrote.
I did write it, yeah, it says first draft, August 26th, 2018. And I never did write a second draft or a third draft.
So this is like
the only draft.
Fresh from a long time ago, Trish.
Yeah, like fresh off my brain 3 years ago. 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago. Nope. August.
2 years ago.
Exactly 2 years ago. It's
Can't
Contagious.
you tell we're already drunk?
And
some more.
And it's a good one because it's about a virus.
So you predicted the future.
Pretty much.
What a fitting script to start with.
Not only do I have psychic dreams about bears, I also predict the future.
Well, we'll just have to see if you 100% nailed the future or if there are some differences in this script.
There might be. Let's find out. I don't know what the motivation was behind this one or where it came from. But I wrote it down because sometimes I have an idea and then I write it down. Oh, there's an entire blank page. That's good. Okay.
Awesome.
Contagious. Do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
Exterior small town cafe day. Jen, 30, stands outside a charming cafe, sipping a fresh, frothy latte with cinnamon sprinkled on top. Her long, flowy, curled hair glistens in the sun. Her makeup is perfect, and her outfit is on point. A boy, 12, whips past her on a sidewalk, on his bike, nearly spilling her latte.
Hey!
The boy continues to ride without looking back.
You're supposed to ride on the road!
I hate that, you know. Jen, frustrated, now places the lid she has had in her hand onto the latte. An eerie customer, 50 to 60, with scraggly hair and clothes that look like they could be a farmhand from the 1920s, stands outside lighting a cigarette.
You know, people should really learn to ride on the road, right? Where is his mother? I swear, when I have kids...
Jen reaches for her head suddenly. We see her latte fall into the sidewalk in slow motion. Splat. It explodes. We go back to normal speed and we see Jen still holding her head and the customer holding his cigarette. Deadpan. He responds.
You know, people should learn to contain their lattes. You know.
He stares down at his pants, soaked with latte guts, and then he carries on down the street. Jen stares. She gets a tingle down her spine.
Dun dun dun.
We see her arm. Goosebumps. We should play that Goosebumps music. She reaches into her purse and pulls out a bottle of ibuprofen. She opens the bottle and takes 3. Ooh, 3.
Yeah, she's
strong.
She's an addict.
She pulls a water bottle out of her bag and swings them back. She massages her temples and then carries on the opposite direction from the eerie customer.
Dun, dun, dun.
She looks back over her shoulder in his direction. He's gone. Jen drops.
Boom.
Cut to interior hospital later on. Jimmy, 30, sits next to Jen's bedside. He holds her hand. She looks comatose. We see the heart monitor. Jimmy watches it nervously. Sweat drips off his forehead. Dr. 40's female stands in the room with a chart, looking on nervously. She has a drip of sweat rolling down her neck. Ooh, that's creepy.
Drip. That was the sweat.
They all anxiously watch the monitor. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. It beeps and goes flat. Jimmy stares. The realization that his partner has just died sinks in. He bows his head. Interior hospital. Moments later. Office. The doctor looks solemn. She takes off her stethoscope. She hands her white coat on the coat rack. She sits in her chair and sighs. She grabs her temples, rubs them. She reaches into her desk drawer for some painkillers. She washes 2 down with a nearby cup of stale cold coffee. Ew, gross.
That's the disgusting part. That makes this a tragedy, not the death of Jen.
No,
the cold coffee.
She winces as she swallows. Gulp. Interior hospital night. The doctor is walking down the hallway. She holds a fresh cup of steaming coffee. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness somebody appreciates a fresh coffee in this script.
She looks tired. The hospital is quiet. She stops to talk to a janitor, 70s, male. He's holding a mop.
How's it going tonight, Janet?
It's going okay. Lost 1 patient today so far, so not a bad day. I do have this fucking awful headache.
Those are the worst. I take whiskey for mine. Take anything?
I did. Hasn't worked yet. Maybe I need some of that whiskey.
Just let me know. No use in having a dark closet if you're not going to use it, right?
I like your style. I think I'm heading home soon. Doesn't seem to be much happening.
You look like you could use some sleep.
I'll sleep when I'm dead. So true.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dr. Janet smiles and walks away. She suddenly gets a sharp pain in her head. She grabs her head abruptly, spilling her hot coffee on the floor. It reaches the janitor's feet.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. This damn headache. Let me get that.
I've got it.
Interior janitor's closet.
Here you go. Sip. Don't shoot.
Good advice.
Cheers.
The 2 sip on whiskeys in the dark, damp closet. Water droplets slowly drip from the ceiling.
Drip. Drip.
One lands in Dr. Janet's glass. Ew, that's disgusting. Dr. Janet doesn't seem to notice. She swigs it back. She grabs her head and screams. Interior hospital room, morning. Dr. Janet is comatose. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Was it the water droplet?
Or the coffee? Or the ibuprofen?
Or is this virus?
Or the whiskey?
What happened to that? Or is this virus just spreading through...
Jen?
Through contact.
Maybe.
Like brain waves.
That's weird.
And being in the same vicinity as someone.
That'd be weird.
What is it?
The janitor stands on, watching. A nurse sits next to her bedside. She holds her hand. Sweat drops down the nurse's face. Sweat rolls down the janitor's face. He wipes it. The monitor goes up and down, up and down, up and down. It beeps, and then it goes flat. Interior, janitor's closet. Janitor wipes a tear from his face. He starts to pack up his things. He turns on his rickety radio. The radio boy speaks.
You're listening to Radio 101, live from New York City. The death toll continues to rise since yesterday. There have been 89 reported mysterious deaths in the last 24 hours in New York City alone. Each of the perished allegedly complained about headaches prior to their deaths. The only link between victims so far is proximity. Most of the victims have reported to have come in contact with each other prior to their passings. It remains unknown whether this is a virus, but it is most certainly suspected to be contagious. No symptoms other than a headache have been reported, and the exact current death toll is unknown. Wash your hands, folks.
That's right. Wash your hands.
The janitor grabs his temples. He falls. Fade
to black.
The end.
I feel like there needs to be more to the story.
I know. I think in my head it was just there was this mysterious virus going around, and it was like a new virus. The doctor didn't even know what it was, but all they could figure out, it was just kind of like taking over, and it was super highly contagious, killing a bunch of people, and nobody knew anything about it. Not even a doctor. So it got a bunch of people, and it killed them. In New York.
That's kind of scary.
That is kind of good. Right? A little bit scary. And usually I write comedies, so I'm not really sure why I wrote this.
Is this from one of your weird dreams?
Maybe I had a dream about this. I don't know. Sometimes I have creepy dreams, and then I write them into a script afterwards.
Can I look at that radio section again?
Yes.
I just want to decipher this.
Oh my gosh, it's really hard being a radio announcer.
No kidding.
You're listening to Radio 101.
Complain of headaches prior to their death.
Mm-hmm.
The only link is proximity.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of, like, water motifs in here.
Yep.
And, like,
water is the...
Water's your...
The everything for life.
Ah, okay. I was going to say it could also have been the...
Something in the water.
Yeah, because she had coffee, and then she had the headache and then died, and then the doctor also had coffee and had a headache and then died, so maybe the water was contaminated in that town.
And because the doctor... Right, because the doctor had the coffee, and then she also had a droplet go into her whiskey...
Yeah.
And then she didn't notice, but the audience notices.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh no, and then she dies.
Yeah.
So something happened with the water. Potentially.
Maybe.
Or, I don't know if that was where my head was at.
Or maybe the kid had it first and then gave it to Jen. No, Jen had it first because she's from the city. She brought it to the town. She dies, gives the doctor the virus. The doctor dies, gives the janitor the virus, and now he dies.
Yeah. I think I was like, what would happen if something was really contagious and we didn't know what it was?
AKA coronavirus.
And it just killed everybody.
Oh. See, this is why we need to wash our hands.
And then what gets me is that, especially because I am like mainly a comedy person.
Yeah.
How kind of creepy and eerie this is, and then...
But you did write...
I have written horror now, too.
Yeah, so maybe this was your pre-horror film.
This was the pre-horror. Yeah, I had written a couple of horror shorts, and then just this last year, the horror feature. But at the end, what gets me is I'm like, wash your hands, folks.
But it's true.
Yeah. I guess it's always kind of something. They're like, pandemics aren't a new thing.
No.
So maybe I was just like thinking about that and thinking about how there could be things like there was SARS.
Yeah.
Bubonic plague. There's so many things that can kind of come up and people are confused by. So.
Well, even the flu, right? It's if you don't wash your hands all the time, you know, you're have a higher chance of getting even the flu.
Yeah, maybe that's why I wrote it. Germ freak.
It's true. You are a germ freak.
This was just a PSA for people to wash their hands. That's all this was. I was just like, you know what? People aren't washing their hands enough.
There aren't.
I'm going to write a story about why you should wash your hands.
Yep.
So that's it. That's Contagious. Written August 26th, 2018. The first and only draft.
For now.
For now. I don't know. Should I
don't think
write
you
more?
I think you should. I think it could be interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe. Dun dun dun. Should it be the water?
I don't know.
Or should it be telepathically passing it through your brainwaves?
So the next part is someone wearing tinfoil or aluminum foil on their head.
To avoid getting the virus.
Yeah. That could be really funny, actually.
That could be really funny.
Conspiracy theorists are right.
Wear tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
The earth is flat, after all. That has nothing to do with this.
I was like, this is more about brainwaves than not flat earthers.
Okay, what now? Do we want to read anything else?
No.
No. That's it.
That's it for now.
That's all you guys are getting.
Welcome to our first episode.
Where we read a PSA about washing your hands.
In script form.
In script form. And we drink beer.
Yep. Good old beer.
Is this thing recording?
I mean, no, that one has...
That shut off, eh?
It says the card is full.
Oh, the card is full. Yeah, because I took 189. That card doesn't have very much space.
You need a better card.
I need a better card. I think I have one. When I officially move my stuff, I'll get it. You guys have no idea what we're talking about right now, and you probably don't care. We're filming this as well.
Well, we were trying to.
We were trying to, but the card was full. So, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we might edit this part out.
Well, if you want to send in your scripts that you don't think you'll ever make.
Or if you just want to send them in for shits and giggles.
Yeah. And you don't mind us reading it on air, even though it's not made. Or you could send in something you've already made.
And see how horribly bad we read it.
Yeah, just don't hold it against us that we read it terribly.
Because I am not an actor.
So you can send in your scripts and just give us permission to read them terribly, and we will do that. You're listening to Drunk Read-Thrus.
Drunk Read-Thrus.
Drunk Read-Thrus.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Oh, yes, be sure to follow us on Instagram.
At 180 Sisterhood. That's all.
You're listening to Drunk Read-Thrus.
Drunk Read-Thrus.
Drunk Read-Thrus.
Okay, bye.